Alright, so hello and welcome to the 39th episode of the SparkCast. Joining us today are Lady Larin from the community,
Hi.
and some guy who isn't as bald as I remember him from Team Dakota.
Yeah, no,
Hey
so
guys, how you
formerly
doing?
formerly known as Ztard.
Yeah.
Formerly known as ZTarg, ZZTarg, whatever you want it to be, that's cool.
Mhm.
Spark Thomas, just Thomas, whatever you want, Tommy.
Alright, we're going to call you Bob, because we don't
I'm
have
okay
enough of
with that.
those.
Yeah, we don't.
No, so Spark Thomas is the newest community manager, and we knew him before he was community manager, so we kind of still give him little rib shots here and there.
Yep, I
Yep,
used
I
to be
met
a
him
community
at
member. I was in the CAG for a little bit, which is the Community Advisory Group, for those who don't know. And basically, yeah, so I was just a community member and eventually ended up joining the community team here.
So, what have you been up to personally, like the past few weeks?
So I just started my fourth week here now at Team Dakota. Definitely more comfortable. I think I have pretty much all the passwords and usernames that I need and all the accounts set up by now.
Well,
I
they're
can
all
get
like
in
really super
about,
secret, right?
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I can get in about into them 75% of the time reliably. So there's that. But we're, you know, for the most part, those are all there. In action. So I don't know. I'm super comfortable now. Like I'm really good in Zendesk and doing a lot of the bug ticket supports. Those are coming in. We get about it's probably around 5 or 6 a day or whatever. But I try to answer those like fully as much as possible and doing a lot more of the forum stuff. And of course, we do all the social media and Game Hub and all that fun stuff. So.
So, well, we were talking a little bit earlier, and you mentioned that some kind of the roles are changing a little bit, and as far as the community managers, you want to go into that a little bit?
Oh yeah, well, so like as you know, right, like Zach, is Zach, me, and Brian on the community team. Zach is been doing more content related things, so and he's mainly doing most of that now with his time. He's mainly there for reference. I kind of come in when they wanted to make that transition where he could help with that. He's squashing a lot of crossroads bugs these days. So I don't think anybody would envy his position too much.
Nope.
I like doing what I do a lot better than having to do that. Um, so there's that. And then, Brian, it's actually really been cool because he's been helping a lot with the Conker stuff. So, with the level that we're putting out, Conker's Big Reunion, episode one, as well as um, the like Conquer teaser trailer we put out. Brian's been helping a ton with that, so it's cool because it's given me an opportunity to really step in and help with like the community side of things and hold down the fort, so to speak.
You've been slacking off and just watching cat videos, haven't you?
That's exactly what I've been doing.
You're
Yep,
just watching what
100%.
we're saying all day long, aren't you?
Actually,
You're
that's
the
pretty true.
lurker now.
Indeed. So, today is April Fool's Day, and I was considering starting off with some kind of joke about Conquer being indefinitely delayed. There was a thread about that on the forums, but
Oh, I
since,
thought I saw that too,
Yep,
and I
and
saw the
I,
Kickstarter one.
yeah, well, the Kickstarter one is actually partially real.
did you see Tacklis's? I posted it up. He did a realistic explosion one. You got to go check it out if you get a chance to see his YouTube video. It's really funny.
Oh, that's the
Awesome.
thing with YouTube videos, like from tutorials. I usually check them out a few days later. I don't check them as soon as they come out, so it would have been
Well,
lost on me. That it was a
I would advise this one today, definitely.
I'm gonna have to look at that right after this. Yeah, so Project Spark, we put out a little fun thing for April Fools. So it's on our YouTube channel, and it is uh, we did one based on basically it's a recording that Chris Seaver did when he was recording Conquer. Actually 10 years ago when he was finishing up his recordings for Live and Reloaded. And so we have
oh,
that. Uh,
Oh,
I didn't get that. I just
Yeah,
thought it
so
was
it's
like
not
him.
actually with him with us. It's like what it was like when he was finishing up Live and Reloaded, and he's like, "I'm never doing this again," kind of thing. But I know the way it was presented was like our like how well it's going so far with Chris Seaver. But yeah, it's actually 10 years old recordings.
Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. I like that extra
Yeah, I,
layer.
I have no idea where they got them from, but
I'll
we
have
just
to
have
check
them.
that one out.
but it's pretty entertaining.
But I know you guys had some other stuff planned, like because you guys were talking back and forth, like, oh, I like that version. Oh no, I like this
Oh,
version. So,
for different April Fool's ideas.
right.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we had some other stuff lined up, and basically the other stuff we just we thought about it a little bit too late because we realized we needed a lot more permission from a lot more places within Microsoft in order to pull off without making people angry.
Is it cool to like
It was a
talk
really
about
good
them?
Yeah.
plan though.
Like mention what they involved or something like the framework of what the joke would have been?
Sure, I don't see why it wouldn't, unless we want to save it for like next year or something, but I don't know why it would hurt to say anything. So we were thinking about doing, kind of an idea about like Microsoft IPs all getting made now and like Project Spark Engine. So like show like Halo and Gears of War and all these different, like Ori or whatever, and like saying they're all for, future releases, Halo 5 is going to be made in Project Spark, and we were going to do kind of tease that, that idea that all this IP was coming.
Well, then the response to that would have been awesome, not how dare you or anything like that. And then, so I guess that's like the key of like a whole genre of the April 1st jokes, where you end up coming with these ideas that people actually want, and then
Right, yeah, exactly. We have like people who actually like, Please Google Maps, don't take down your Pac-Man game that you
right,
have."
or there was one for Hot Wheels with the Mad Max cars.
Oh,
That,
I didn't even see that one.
No, but that would
That's
be
oh,
awesome, wouldn't it?
yeah,
yeah.
who would be against that?
So I mean,
I can't imagine anyone.
so it's
Yeah.
just all those things that people are like, I didn't know I need that, but I do.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I would
Yeah,
draw
take my
my
money.
yes. Yeah.
so yeah, was that the only idea or the only one that you were actually able to talk about?
I mean, I think there's a couple others, but that's like the one I think that was closest. It was either that or the Chris Seaver voiceover, and that's the one we went with being so close to Conker coming and everything. So.
But it was cool that you were actually involved in a April Fool's joke, even though you didn't make one. With the what was it? The name of it, the uh, Lobo Destroyo one, the Kickstarter one,
Oh, yeah,
where
about.
it
Hmm.
was going to be made inside of Project Spark. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's obviously not the case. But it'd be cool if
That would have been cool.
indie dev
I
decided
Right?
they were going to
thought,
make
Yeah.
something
Why
inside.
not?
oh man, that would be awesome. And then, yeah, I figured it out.
But Sachs did say on the South by Southwest trip that they'd be open to in the future exporting levels from Project Spark. So I was thinking when I first saw it, I was like, this is reasonable. This could actually be real. So it had that little hint of truth possible to it. Then you read through the
Uh-huh.
description, and then you're like, this is clearly a joke.
Yeah. And then just for, for everybody kind of listening in on that, because I know Lady Larin and Mike, both kind of know, but so for that export feature, we're kind of talking about it and kind of thinking about that idea and kind of what that is. We don't know how we'd package it or anything like that, or if it's even possible to do. But we're playing around with the idea of like allowing creators to take their more full-fledged type of games and export them out as like something that would be as an app like on either the Xbox store or on the Windows store or something like that.
That would be, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of potential there, but it's extreme. Like I want to reiterate, it's extremely like early in the process. To
Long
like,
term.
yeah,
I
exactly,
just want
very
to be
long
able to
term.
take and put Spark City so people can actually wander around and see others playing inside of it. That's something that is something I would really like to see. I mean, my goal is already to keep it up for a year and keep updating it regularly, like I'm doing, but to be able to start seeing other players inside of it while it's being played as something in the future of you guys ever being able to do be that'd be something I'd like to see or apt it out or something like that. But
Kind of like like a persistent like server kind of thing where it's like a large
yeah,
multiplayer session.
yeah, like an actual hub world like PSO and a few other larger titles have done, or even the MMOs have done somehow doing that. Yeah, doing an
Yeah, that's
MMO
interesting.
part with it. It
Hmm.
would be nice. It's one of the things I've got in the back of my mind going on what I'd like to see happen with it. But I
Yeah.
know that's way in the future, so
Yeah, that would be. But nah, that's a really cool idea though. I like that. Like idea of like, I mean, so there's like a persistence there, and like as opposed to, like, right, when you have these multiplayer sessions, the current ones that we have available on the Xbox One, like y'all have to be together, y'all have to be in a party. There isn't like matchmaking or anything like that, and you have to be pretty much organized if you're gonna have a playing session or a create session,
Right.
and something like that would allow people to just jump in, and just randomly meet other creators or something like that.
Yeah, it
Um,
would.
No, that would be cool. I'd
So
be
there's a
down.
question about Windows achievements, and um, I believe they're asking about the limitation on that. So are you guys at the limit for how many
Yeah,
Windows?
yeah, I believe Windows 8 like store in that platform. I think it only goes up to 1,000 Gs, versus I think, Xbox you can expand on that. So I think we do cap out like at just 1,000. So I think when we like add further achievements onto the Xbox One platform, those won't be changed on Windows. Pretty sure that one stays static at because I think it's already at 1,000 now.
Yeah, it's a limitation that's not um,
It's not unique. It's
decided by
like it's about the platform.
yeah, decided by Windows, not by Team Dakota.
Yep.
Simply. So, are there any other features that are like the more near term that you're willing to discuss at this point, or is there anything coming? Like even if you talk in the vague terms.
Um, I mean, there's some really so like our next title update, which is going to be coming. So that's title update 9. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be in there that gets us ready for Conquer coming, and I wouldn't say there's not really full-fledged features. I wouldn't go that far. Nothing as big as the treasure trove. But there's some really cool, fun things that are going to be in there for people to use. So I'm really excited about that. It's definitely a nice update that's going to be coming. That's around 2-ish weeks if everything goes according to plan. Um, and then, like, further down the line, we're just total focus on Conquer right now and that experience and nailing that right, the play experience and all those assets, make sure it's top-notch quality. We're, really hoping that we get, definitely expecting a surge of new players in there. You guys do know already, so the biggest feature that's coming into U9, which we've talked about before, is the Project Spark Tour. Probably most viewers listening, who are anywhere, if you're over level 5, you're never going to see the tour. It's only meant for users who's basically spent less than an hour within our game, and it's there for people to, get acclimated to the experience. It shows them around the play experiences and the create, and shows them like the marketplace and all of that. So
Well, it's something. Not for us, but it's something, I guess.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really important for getting people oriented because we have like data or whatever, and it's kind of scary the amount of people that will open up Project Spark. It's free, so you have a ton of people who download it, right? And they'll open it up, and they'll just be like, without even clicking on anything, like immediately exit.
So you guys have that statistic, or that's those statistics
Yeah,
to
there's
say
like
that people are doing
like
that.
telemetry, like that gives us this data about like how people use the tools and like what they do first and everything like that.
Wait, is telemetry the thing
Oh,
they make with from Scientology, or is that something?
No, it's just a fancy word for data collection, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Maybe I'm using that wrong too, but that's my understanding of the word.
No, I think it's like dielectrics or something is the
Yeah.
Scientology one. But yeah.
hey.
Is there anything else coming in the TU9 update you're willing to talk about that you think is like on target to go through?
Um, I mean, not anything like specifically. Like, I'm excited though. I think it's gonna be a really cool update. Definitely, everybody should look forward to that. And then Conquer. That's the big beat we're running right now. And then there's definitely really cool stuff coming after Conquer. I know that there's kind of been a dirge or a little emptiness between like now recon mission just launching last week and then up to Conquer. That's kind of a long, I think it's 3-4 weeks of a gap there. But it's not like that after Conquer comes out. I will say that there is content lined up that's supposed to come quicker than that.
So that's where the big content's gonna be coming from for the big packs that we've been waiting for.
Well, there's really good packs, definitely.
Really good or really big?
Yeah, good or big? We'd really like to know.
Isn't it the same thing to everybody? Like big
No,
packs are good packs? I don't know.
no, no. I'm
No.
sure you could make a My Little
Okay, well,
Pony
it's
Hello
definitely a
Kitty
matter
pack
of
that's huge that we
perspective.
I
wouldn't
will I
like.
will say that they're the packs that I'm thinking of. I think they're they're good sizes for sure, and I think that they're really good.
Okay, good sizes
Okay.
and good.
Yeah,
Good.
that see now that is some information. Thank you.
Sure, yeah, that's. I'm-
So with this like void of content between now and Conquer, what are you guys going to do for your stream tomorrow?
So that's a good segue because I want to talk about that. So our stream tomorrow is we are going to be looking at game jam levels. So for those who don't know, the community game jam is going on right now. It is the last day to get your entries in is April 5th. That at
11:59
11:59 p.m.
and 59 seconds.
Exactly. So
Yeah, and you
super
definitely
exact.
want to get it in before that hits, so everyone
Yes.
knows
Yeah,
it's
no, you
listening.
want it before like technical issues happen or some weird thing or I mean, so that rule that hard deadline is the deadline no matter if like Project Spark like
Right.
crashes and burns that day or whatever.
So I
Um
would suggest that if you are planning on submitting an entry, you submit it earlier in that day and make sure that it's in the feed and then update it throughout the day rather than uploading it at the last minute and hope
yeah,
that
Yeah.
I
goes
wouldn't
through.
risk it to not have something submitted, that's for sure.
Especially if you work 3 weeks on this, then it's just not worth the risk of. And there's nothing to gain by not uploading early.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, what's our motto? Fail faster, right?
Indeed.
Get it in there and get it, the information and get some feedback, even if you want.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Feedback is
worry about.
feedback is big. I see
Yeah.
people who still haven't uploaded and still haven't gotten feedback from people because they're still working on it or trying to like. As soon as you have something that's playable, get some feedback. Blah, 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 I can blah, blah. As soon as it's playable, upload it and get some feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to delay. So anyway, yeah, so that community game jam is going, and the feed's already in there now. You can go to it and see all the great levels that are getting published. There's some really cool stuff there. So we're really excited. So kind of to celebrate that, and get people to start talking about it, making sure they're aware that the deadline's coming, and like that's like the big push. We're gonna be using the stream tomorrow. We're gonna be playing a bunch of community game jam levels. So I'll probably go through, after this call and probably when I get home tonight, after my hour and a half long drive, I'll be looking through and kind of figuring out which ones would be fun to play. I want to make sure I have a nice diversity. Granted, there's so much diversity. I love the avant-garde theme. It's great.
Yeah. It really. So here's the thing. I was surprised by how literally people took the theme, or how much emphasis they put onto it. Because really, what the theme is we took the points from the promotion criteria and removed promotion from the judging criteria and put it into innovation. That's it. So innovation criteria is worth twice as much as any other category. It's not saying your level has to be totally the most original thing we've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just saying
Doesn't
we're,
hurt though.
we're it's just mean that we're giving more points to innovation. So
Mhm.
you really want to take advantage of that. It's the thing.
Exactly. So no, I'm super impressed with some of the stuff that I've played. So I don't know, just stuff such high quality now. It's just super fun. I get to go through the feeds. I'm doing a lot of the filtering and making sure, New and Rising stays nice and clean, and we don't have 0% remixes or like Crossroad, stuff in there. So
Hmm.
because that stuff can sneak in. We
Yeah.
have auto filters, but they don't catch everything.
And
But
people know what they're doing, so they can get rid of it. And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. But
sneaky, sneaky.
I mean, I think going through that, I'm just like, there's so much I want to play.
I've been actually waiting. I haven't looked in the feed at all. If I see that it looks like it might be from someone I know is doing something, I've been trying to kind of avoid it because I'm waiting with anticipation for when it's all final, everyone's got their stuff out, and then I can go start looking. That's what I'm waiting for. I want
Yeah,
to wait
I'm
and have the
intentionally not
fun.
playing any of the
Yep.
community game jam stuff all the way until the end,
Except for
and I'm
tomorrow.
pretty
Ditto.
sure I'll be helping
Ditto.
judge. So I want to like have a fresh.
Well,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
just doing it because I want to wait.
there's some reason behind that, but I like having some idea of what I'm getting into with each level, just so I can have a frame reference of something at the
Research,
very start,
right?
rather than having judging the first level completely different than I would judge the last level. It's like signing your signature for renting a house or buying a house, where by the end of this, all the signatures at the end are completely different from the ones you started with, just
Uh-huh.
because you've been judging for well, and I switched metaphors, but yeah. But judging at the start is a lot different from judging at the end, just because you have a frame of reference at the end that you don't have at the beginning. So having some information to go on throughout, rather than just at the end.
You're just doing your research, right?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Hmm.
And we are really looking forward to. Oh, you confused me because he's typing in somebody else's account.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
so
on I'm on Brian's invisible doogie.
his ancient account. We need to get you guys like a.
Now we know who the real lurker is. Again.
We need to get you guys like a Team Dakota Devs Twitch username or something. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it just depends on what we're signed into. I mean we could be signed into like our Project Spark like actual account. That's probably what we should do. But
it's
this is
true.
just on our other computer, so that's what we always end up doing because we're running from a meeting into this.
So what's your meeting immediately before this about?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually it's kind of fun. Uh so the meeting that we always do Wednesdays, and which is why me and Brian are usually chronically really late for the
Usually
SparkCast.
always late. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's called our release meeting. So it's all basically we take a look at the release calendar. So I see like the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks out of what's coming down the pipeline. Make sure it's all about making sure all the timelines are getting hit. And we talk about what just got released. We brought up like recon mission. And they ask like community's reaction, any problems, all that kind of stuff. So it's us there. The lead producer, the release manager, some of our devs. And it's really actually a pretty productive meeting just to touch base and you kind of make sure it's all about the timeline and making sure things are where they need to be along that pipeline. So
Mescat
make
asked
sure
a
you guys
great
are getting
question.
stuff in a time.
Yeah. I like Mesket's question.
What's coming 6 to 8 weeks down the line?
Yeah. Hmm.
Thomas, that was a direct question to you.
Yes.
I answered in chat.
Bad Mescat. Bad. Okay.
Uh,
Um, I think what we should do is start the Sparkcast about 40 minutes earlier and have it play during the meeting, so
yeah. So
you
we
guys
can see.
can be on camera during the meeting. I think that's the best way to go about this, because the people want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could reschedule to be during the
Wiry
art
minds
meeting.
want to know.
The art
Yeah,
meeting
I
would be
know
another
you guys
one.
want to know, but I like to be I like to keep things surprising. And
They
you
train them
you
well,
got and
don't they,
everybody like
Mother?
things are come out when it's appropriate and trust me, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming down that's going to delight everybody. So,
Have you
Yeah, supposed to
been
trust that.
sitting in on the art meetings?
we've actually because everybody's so focused on Conquer, our last two art meetings, which are usually on Wednesdays, have uh um or have actually been canceled because we have so many artists like in working on the level and stuff like that.
Wow. So you've just
Hmm.
arrived at the worst possible time, basically.
Well, I actually think it's the super opportune time. I think there's a lot of exciting things going on with the community. Really excited to, I think we're gonna see, the core community get bigger because I think when Conquer comes in, we're gonna have some people who hang out afterwards and stick and, they come for Conquer and then they want to join because of just the awesome community we have and the tool set that's available. So, I'm really looking forward to that and having new faces. I expect everybody to be super, welcoming with this group that comes in. Um, Without a doubt. I mean, you that the numbers on all of the media and stuff we've been talking about. I mean, our Conquer teaser just on our channel got like over 50,000 views. IGN I think is like over 200,000 now. And those are some really big numbers for Project Spark. We know when like our standard tutorials and things like that get anywhere from like 500 to 1,000 in a couple weeks. So I mean, we're definitely going to have new people coming in to check out Conquer and that content for sure.
So
Yeah.
did the big question is, did Eric bring you cookies to celebrate your arrival?
Well, Eric, Mr. Eric in the bakery, he's one of our users in the community. He brought cookies when we hosted the Game Jam winners.
Yeah, but they weren't for you though. So like,
Oh, he
I no,
he baked me some. I'm allergic to nuts. Okay, and he baked me very particular cookies just for me that were nut free. So I'm gonna accept that. Those were
Oh, aren't you special?
yeah, it was very nice.
No, I think what we need to do is get a special entire box of cookies for you.
No, I don't really need it. I'm already like terribly like out of shape. I don't need a
You're
box of
worried about your
cookies.
bikini figure? All right. I guess summer is coming. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mabel Platoon had a question about the human male model. It's
Oh, I thought I answered it in chat.
in chat. Oh, well, I guess they wanted you to answer it in voice. Is the human figure their favorite? The Sparks' favorite model?
Well, as far as maybe I answered the question wrong because I thought it was about like is the when the spark is like a human if that's like their like form that they figure. But I mean
I
they're
don't
very
know.
different things, right? So our male in our universe, right? So there is like the realms set of our lore, which is like the fantasy one that's everybody's really familiar with. That's like fable-esque. And so that's the universe that's like with Champion's Quest and that we've seen. So it's like Vernia is like the city, I think, or the forest or whatever. I'm butchering this, so I'm gonna apologize right now. There's a lot of people who are
So
probably
Thomas is not the
hating me
lore
for
guy,
this.
basically.
I'm not the lore guy.
No.
I'm not the lore master, but I can tell you that our default like male model. I mean, he's a character in our universe. And there's like obviously he can be many characters. When we change them and we present them that way, right? It's a tool for our creators to go in and he can be as many people as he wants. Spark doesn't have a favorite. He really likes all of our characters and props and everything like that. It's a creation. It's kind of like a fairy-esque type creature, kind of godlike, right? This is creator. Um, and so it doesn't necessarily have a favorite, but I don't know.
Sure.
Hopefully that answers your question, Maple.
And Seiko wants to know when is Title Update 9?
So that's we're pretty much as long as we stay on track, it's about 2 weeks out. So like the week of
The
I think
14th?
it's yeah, the 14th is the goal.
And this part is not an April Fool's joke. It's actually going to be 2 weeks away. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Yeah, so that update needs to happen before Conquer, which is April 23rd.
We really should have, like, thrown up a more specific theme to this show since it's on the 1st, right? We could have had the
Yeah.
entire April Fool's thing. Like, I could have been
Yeah, I
wearing a leprechaun
guess. I don't
hat or
know.
something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I'm not super creative, or I'm not like a prankster. So
Yeah, we could have gotten Cliffy B in your spot.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
yeah, that would have been way cooler if he had Cliffy B.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are Microsoft. You guys can do that, can't you? You have unlimited powers. Unlimited
Yeah.
powers.
um, yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
All right, well,
I wish. Microsoft is a really cool company to work for, but our reach doesn't extend. Especially Cliffy B isn't. He's not associated with Gears anymore. I don't even know if he's still at Epic, right?
I don't know, but
I don't think so.
I
I mean,
remember
it's
at San
is
Diego
it
Comic Con.
Rob Ferguson is heading up the Black Tusk studio that's working on Gears.
I remember at San Diego Comic Con, you had not yet uploaded Gears of War, but we didn't know that. We thought because we saw the
Gears.
screenshots on the games page, so we saw Cliffy B at the Comic Con after party, and we had a Spark booth there, and we were trying to like find the level inside a Spark so we could then show it to Cliffy B in person, and then we tried for like 30 minutes, like never mind.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Oh well, I know. Lost opportunity. There was some really cool Gears devs at PAX though, and they saw it and they thought it was cool. So
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Oh yeah, that's right. You
Um,
were at PAX Prime with us, so that's where you got to find those devs and show to them
yeah,
yourself.
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
I
that
didn't
they were
actually
standing
talk to them
around.
directly, but they saw it, the level and showed it off. Just wanted to answer. So Maple had a follow up, and so Spark didn't used to be human. He's like always been like a spark. So it's like sparks come from the creation well, which is like
And
you
Sporks
know,
too,
yeah, and sparks, sporks, forks.
and
Yep,
Parks.
all of it. Yep.
Um, yeah. So, are you guys planning on going to any more events after release? I know you guys went to GDC, but is anything else on the calendar?
Yeah,
Um,
isn't that
we'll see. I mean, I'm kind of looking at that now.
Please go to San Diego Comic Con and let me go because it's my birthday weekend,
Oh, there you go. No,
and
I,
it's
well,
all
I,
about me.
I would love to go. Man,
I would love to
I like
go.
traveling for any kind of stuff. I actually last was it a couple weeks ago I was over in California for a Spark demo, which was pretty fun. Um, I can't remember if I talked about on that
You
on the
didn't.
last SparkCast or not. Yeah, so that just was really cool. So I showed, Project Spark off to um a bunch of legislators from California, and it's this, it's just promoting Microsoft and education and
That's
that
right up
kind
your
of message.
wheelhouse, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why it was a perfect fit.
Well,
Ensville asked something about colors and Xbox users. Did you see that?
Um,
random
Oh
question.
yeah. No, I mean, so as far as that feature, I have no idea where it's in like in the pipeline, but I know exactly what you're talking about like going and saying like I want to enter this number identifier for a color as opposed to, do my D-pad touch and go
Right.
find the colors I need. I know that would be
Hmm.
awesome. As far as where it's in the pipeline, I mean, I'm sure it's on our backlog somewhere. It's not going to be in TU9. I'm probably not in TU10, so not, that's probably a longer term question, but I would love that.
Indeed. Um,
Indeed.
it's one of those things where it's something that everybody thinks about and then just goes, "Oh yeah, that'd be nice," and then move on. But I think there's more in-depth changes that need to happen to the color system in it anyway. Like have the same color code be the same on every slot. But right now, it's not true because there is some default coloring that's in with the darkening and whatnot of some props where if you have the same color prop, it'll be different shades of that color because you guys don't want it to be just
Yeah.
all one color, basically.
Yeah, no, I know, see when I know exactly what you're saying when you like are putting, your set together of all these things you want to recolor and build out of, and you're like, why is this showing up way darker than the rest? Because it's like the nature of the prop. So it has whatever textures on it that make it usually ends up being stuff like it's darker, and I don't know
Right.
why that is, but
And it really shows evidently in the Codian walls that just came out recently, where if you put all the same color, it'll even if it's just pure white, you'll see that some of them are gray or
oh, there's
darker.
a
Hmm.
difference even between like those
Primitives are like
pieces.
that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the primitives are like that. You can get different shadings if you're with from the like triangle to the rectangle. There's a graying difference in there, and you can have different shadings on the colors. I had that problem a little bit with my Christmas dollhouse. The roof is like that.
Interesting. I didn't know the primitives did that too. I've
Yeah.
never had that one.
Yeah, I didn't know about the primitives, but I don't really use the primitives because they tend to clash or contrast too much with the natural spark aesthetic. That's my opinion. But
Yeah,
um,
it all just depends on what you're making.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're making a TV, then yes, it'll look like a TV. But if you're making a dragon, it'll look like a bunch of boxes put up together. That's just me.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
But though that's not to say that people haven't made cool things. Like Jed made that cool level that just the primitives integrated in pretty well, I think. But
Yeah, I mean, and that was like just like you're talking about the marketing image, right?
yeah, but it's an actual world.
Hmm.
They released it for the first game jam, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool. I've never seen it.
I remember going into it. I just don't remember very much beyond the scene that they captured was like the money shot, right? That's the one that's actually looks
Yeah,
cool and fleshed
exactly.
out. Then you
When
move.
they're arting up a world like that,
Yeah.
they're like that's like the goals. Like there's that that's the image that they want.
Well, I did the same thing with the game jam level, where I have only those six trees, and then everything else is just like hodgepodge, brainstorming. Don't look over here; it's awful type stuff. Yeah, but it was cool being able to use that level for the giving away the Ori codes. Thanks again for providing those to us.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yes.
I,
Yeah.
I wish I would
Definitely.
have kept a couple for myself because that's a game I need to grab.
Yeah, I was debating it because I'm like, I really want one. I really want this game, but
Yeah. Oh man, I love 2D like platformer, that kind of like
Metroidvania,
genre.
yeah.
And now like we've been super spoiled because we had Rayman as like the free games with gold game for Xbox One users, and then
Child of Light is
Ori came
today.
out, and now Child of Light's the free one.
Yeah, I need to.
Oh, I like Child Light. I've already started it. It's been kind of fun.
Yeah, I need to hook up my Xbox One so that I can actually download that and get it.
Yeah, did you make sure to download Rayman and all that too?
No, I haven't even hooked up my Xbox yet.
You
No,
can,
I did not.
so this is just good information for everybody. So as long as
All
you like
right.
have your like account in gold, you can, so you probably don't, Moose, if you don't have a console. But
I
if you
have a
have your gold and
360,
you're
but I
paying
used to.
for
Yeah.
it, you can
Uh-huh.
actually just like redeem it and purchase the game like on Xbox.com and like download it later. So you'll like get the ownership whether you like are on your box or not.
Damn. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yep.
My
They're even
Xbox Live.
allowing, so if you're like on 360 now, they like have it where it's like purchase the Xbox One game from your 360. So when you upgrade, you have like your nice
Yeah, I've
library of
seen that.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I wish I'd done that.
Yeah, Rayman is such a good game.
Too
I
late.
haven't played it. It's on our Xbox, so
Yeah, it's great.
So, what types of games are you most interested in? You just mentioned that you like Metroidvania games, but you've also made Gears of War homage in Spark. So, like, if you were to be able to make
Oh,
whatever game you wanted, what would it make, basically?
oh man. Well, I don't know about like making. I mean, I can just kind of tell you like, I mean, I'm definitely a gamer. And I really like to try like different experiences. I mean, I like a lot of stuff. I'm not like, there's I think there's like kind of those like very particular gamers, and I don't think I'm like fall under that. Like, I mean, I'm really enjoying like Master Chief Collection. I'm really enjoying, I still need to finish up Unity, but I'm getting there. So that's Assassin's Creed Unity. Working on. Um, I'm actually really close on Wolfenstein, and I haven't played it in a while, but I got like toward, I think I'm on the last level, but I kept dying at this one really hard part. I mean, all these times the different stuff. So I mean, I really like shooters. I mean, I particularly have a love for like different first-person shooters. Like a huge fan of like the BioShock
Mm-hmm.
trilogy, and then like Wolfenstein too. Like, I think first person, right, always gives you that immersive experience that you can't really recreate if you're looking over a shoulder with somebody else. Like you feel like that character, when you see the hands like in front. Um, so I really like those, like puzzle based. I actually, for the first time, believe it or not, this weekend I played through two different games because I was just kind of looking for shorter experiences. So I played through, for the first time, I played through Portal 1, and I also played through Brothers on Xbox 360.
See, I've heard of Brothers, but I saw that it required a gamepad, and I was like, I don't want to deal with that.
Like,
But
oh, like a controller?
yeah,
That you're talking about? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess it does for the way because it's unique in the fact that you have two characters, and you control like Big Brother. So there's Big Brother and Little Brother, and you control Big Brother using your left stick, and then the left trigger is like activating him, so he's just like interacts with things that are around him. And then there's the exact, so you have right stick for Little Brother and right trigger to interact, and that's like the only controls there are.
hmm.
Hmm.
So, but all that stuff you just talked about is coming to Project Spark.
No, that's just things I like to play.
Not unless someone makes it, right?
Hmm?
Unless
Exactly.
Not
Yeah,
unless
if
somebody
somebody
else
makes it,
makes it,
of
right?
course. I remember somebody, I don't think it was like a super fledged game, but I think you're just playing around with it. But I remember somebody trying to do a brothers thing where like they controlled the players independently.
Oh, that's not too difficult to do, actually.
It's not at all. Yeah, you'd be able to hook that up in like 5 seconds.
I can think of a way to do it with a puzzler game. Like, even if it's a side-scroller platformer, you can do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, Brothers was like a really cool experience because it was like emotional and like the art is just fantastic. And then you could finish it in like 30 minutes or no, not 30 minutes, sorry. Like I
A few
think three
hours.
hours is
Yeah.
what it took me around. And I that was the free Xbox 360 game. I can't remember. I think it was this month. It might have been earlier, but it was a free one.
Wow, chat is going freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Talking about
You must
chairs,
really
I
like
don't.
Brothers.
This
I
is
guess,
morning class.
but keep it classy, guys. Um,
Yes, please.
I don't have to ban you. Well, I do. I want to have to ban you. Actually, I do enjoy banning people, but not the moment. Um, so they mentioned Sky. So are there any Sky boxes that are coming to Project Spark? Because it's been a while since we've
Yeah,
had one.
that reminds me.
Woo.
Thomas,
Yeah.
The skybox is frozen. There's this mound-like part in the clouds. Before they turned before the last update. Now they've stopped. The whole skybox is frozen. If you look in Spark City, you can stand there. The
So
mountain
are
part
you
that I'm
talking
talking.
about day clear?
Yeah, no, yeah, day clear or even the evening one, the clouds that go in circular motion before
So
in
you're
the
saying any
skybox.
any skybox that they've had, you're saying that basically when they had movement in them, they're static now?
Yeah,
Okay.
completely. And it's been that way for at least 8 weeks.
Oh, okay. So
And I've been
there's
trying to remember to get around to saying something about it. Because in Spark City, I was able to use that one that looks like a cloud or a mountain mound. Well, that's now frozen in there, and it had the clouds that go in that. Yeah, it's static or frozen, however you put it that way. I
yeah, no
wanted to
that
say something about it and forgot to put up a bug. I wasn't sure how to do that one.
It's okay. The SparkCast is actually also known as Bug Reports Live. So,
Hey,
Well,
I'm okay with that. I'm taking up more and more of some of that responsibility, which is great. I'm really happy to
because you're
help
the
with that.
slacker of the group.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Brian didn't leave the office last night. He has been here for like 36 hours right now.
oh,
What's he doing? Doesn't he have a
That
wife?
I am not lying when I'm telling you that everybody is working very hard on Conquer.
Did he sleep?
No,
go make him sleep.
he
Give
was
him some
actually
warm milk.
he was gonna leave at like 4 o'clock in the morning or something, and then his car like wasn't starting very great. Or that was not good English, very great.
Well,
His
here's what you
car
do.
wasn't
You take
starting
a.
for some random reason, and so he just
You
was like,
give him a
whatever, I'm
blanket.
gonna just stay.
Well, here's what you do. You take an Xbox One. No, the legacy Xbox, the first Xbox, because that thing's a brick, and you just hit him over the head with it.
Right? Oh
You
my
just give him
gosh.
a blanket and some warm milk,
I'm
some
giving him
Eric's
a hard
cookies.
time about it. Hey, so Amnesia, I asked that exact same question. I was like, "Don't you have a wife?" So I'm married. I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm married, and my wife would like slap me if I did something like that. She'd like punch me.
All right, so we are going to call Protective
Oh,
Services and help
yeah,
Thomas because he's a child.
yes. Abuse, spousal abuse is not allowed
CPS.
either, you know.
It's both spousal abuse and child abuse because it's Thomas.
Yeah, because you're such
All right. So this is the time where we actually turn it over to the chat. Like if you have any questions whatsoever that you'd
yeah.
like to ask, we'll just throw them Thomas's way because it's
Yeah,
yeah
I'm actually watching chat this time versus my first Sparkcast. I was like clueless, so
yeah
trying
you
to
were
do better.
horrible. You were the worst guest we've ever had, and we used to have horrible
I
guests, and you were the
I,
worst of
I
them all. We even had Jeremy Clarkson at one point, and he threw this tirade. And does anybody even know who he is here?
I don't.
Okay, he was one of the hosts of Top Gear, and he got fired because, despite making millions of dollars, he was too much trouble behind the scenes to actually keep him on the job.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, Thomas is
Yeah.
just that bad. Off the screen, he was yelling at us like crazy, like a
yeah.
banshee,
It was like nothing like before.
and he even held up a dog and punched it.
It was a puppy.
What?
Seriously.
Anyway, yes, Thomas
I'm
is
trying to
married,
look at chat here. I'm
trying to ignore the moose imaginary puppy punching.
yeah, exactly. I'm not a child. I'm a scrap. I'm I'm a
That's funny.
scrappy age of
Amnesia's a
23.
kid.
I'm a man. I'm 40. No.
I'm
I
twice
look
your
really young,
age.
and it's really so like I just like watching myself in chat and like or in the little bubble moving around like my face. I kind of sit kind of close to the screen or whatever, but my cheeks look like gigantic. It's like woo.
Yeah, well, that's because they are.
They are
You should
actually. I have a
totally feel
Get
huge
self
like
punched.
conscious about
jaw,
that.
but it looks
Where's the
terrible.
punch?
And I have like a smiley demeanor, like I would say so, where you know, but
And
it looks crazy and in this light too because the light's like
yeah, you have to sit back in order for it to not make a giant shadow on your face like that. But then you have it
Yeah.
look
and it looks really that looks really
Didn't
creepy.
you?
yeah, it makes you look like
Oh,
you have one giant
totally.
eyebrow. It's your stone
Yes,
head.
sir.
All
I'll
right.
face.
So, like I said, this is the time to ask any questions you guys have.
Yeah.
No.
There's let's see, there's some shock that Thomas is married. Yeah, I am. Although I have been so it's I married my high school sweetheart, if you want to know that.
Oh.
So
Oh,
What's
I've
his
been
name?
dating my wife,
cool.
whose name is Katie, for like 6 years.
Oh, you've only been out of high school for 6 years?
Well, I'm 23, so yeah, I started dating her when I was like 17.
Huh. Wow, you're a lot younger than I thought you were.
How old did you? You knew I was 23.
No, I didn't pay attention when you talked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just said
I was
that.
like, you're not Team
Yeah,
Dakota,
the
so I
first
don't
of
care anymore.
yeah. So now I know the truth, huh?
But yeah, I thought you were like 30. But then I have this default where unless I think someone's substantially older or substantially younger than me, I think that they are my exact age.
Oh, there you go. Do I really? I mean, I guess I could be 30. That's a good problem to have. It'd be,
It
it would
doesn't
go
matter.
far.
It really
Yeah,
doesn't. I still get carded, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, I definitely get guarded.
But
I'm like one of those people who like immediately already has it out.
so pushing this back on track somehow. Is there anything new you guys are gonna be sharing about Conquer this week, or is it just a lull?
Oh no, I mean we're doing stuff. This one's kind of in the middle of it. Just because the community game jam's going on, so we don't want to um push too much Conquer stuff. We will have a Vine on Friday. At least we hope to again. Showing off a new character or two. So you can look forward to that. I have a good idea of that Vine, so I'm gonna make that. I actually made, so I don't know how many people saw the Vine with the teddies
Hmm.
and the sack of nuts. But I
Yeah.
put that together. I made that real quick.
Yeah.
And that was with
So
Reeb. Reeb is the
He's the one who's
lead
just
dev,
standing
right?
there with the controller, yeah, and there's no like actual input. He's just standing there.
Well, he does say "haha, nutsack" or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So for those who don't know, Brad Reeb is the lead developer of Project Spark, and he's an awesome guy. He is like the champion of getting stuff done that we want done. For
yep.
example, wasn't he the one who took the lead on expanding the 2D icon pack for free?
Oh yeah, I'm so happy about that.
Yeah. So, that's a that's a good thing. A follow up. I thought of something. Yay! Are we gonna be able to see more icons in the near future or no? Because we
Um,
did like them,
Yes, we
legitimately.
did.
Yeah,
yeah. So you mean like in additional packs?
yeah. Or just
Yeah.
add to the existing one. That's fine too. But I'm expecting
Yeah,
new
so
packs.
so the adding to like the 2D gameplay, like I think that was awesome that they did that. I think that pack now is a good number and is worth the value that it's like priced at. So I
Definitely.
don't think they're gonna make any more changes. At least to the 2D icon. I can say definitely there's some cool icon stuff coming for sure. There's actually so this is like kind of a teaser, I guess. Oh, everybody get ready, everybody get
All
ready.
right, everybody get ready.
Uh,
Just pay attention now.
so
Shut up. Everybody
yeah,
stop talking. Just listen to him.
so there's actually gonna
Hold on
be
one second. I'm going to
it's
make
not
sure that nobody
huge,
else is
but I'm really
talking while you're
excited
saying
about him.
anything.
Yeah. So in TU9 we have two icons that are gonna be coming and they're gonna be free just like in the update for everybody. And they're actually really cool and super useful icons. I'm not gonna tell you what they are yet. But watch for those. And then there's definitely icons gonna be in the Conquer pack. And there's a lot of actually some of them are specific for sure, but there's actually some that you can use for a lot of like your creations. They're more manipulable. Mascot, these icons are awesome though. Don't give me a hard time about only having two.
One
I'm
of them is a
telling you, these
thumbs
are
up.
really
The other
cool.
one is
Oh,
a thumbs
but
down.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else coming for free in TU9?
There's some really cool stuff in TU9. I'm not going to talk about any more of that though.
Yes, you are, because we have
Mm,
10 minutes left.
God, yeah.
I'm not giving away any of that stuff.
Oh, come on. You want to be the cool CM, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm already the cool CM,
The
okay?
go-to
I
guy.
don't know. Zach is cool as ice.
Uh-huh.
We call him the Iceman. We don't call him the Iceman, but
We could.
And Brian looks like the what's his name, Killian Murphy or something like that, the guy that played the Scarecrow in the recent Batman movies.
Oh, Brian does not look like that.
Yes, he does.
No, he
Not with a
doesn't.
I have
Scarecrow
to
hood
go
on,
like
but with the
it.
anyway.
He does not look like that. So who do I look like then, Master Moose?
An Oompa Loompa.
What?
Yeah.
There's nothing
Oompa
green, and there's
Loompa
nothing
Doompa
orange,
Dee Dee.
and there's like
My
I don't
name
have the
is
hair or anything.
Thomas Z.
Just put some blue
Oh my
and you can
gosh, I
paint
can't believe
it.
you guys are so mean. I'm gonna have to tell Brian now. You guys all think he looks like the Scarecrow guy.
Well, he does play other characters. It's just that was one that was most relevant.
He was like the villain on Red Eye. That movie was a great movie, but he was like crazy.
Yeah, well, so is Brian. He's been there for 36
Yeah,
hours.
I
He,
mean,
you can bet his eyes are
yes,
red right now. I'll say that.
give him
The
milk
entire,
and
the
cookies and
entire,
he'll go
entire
right
movie.
out.
In any event, so Batman DLC has been confirmed.
Perfect. It is not.
That signal has already been made, so
So, are you guys gonna like tease the content that's coming after Conker before Conker comes out, or are you gonna wait
Don't think
until?
so. I think we're gonna be full focused on that content pack. And we don't want to like mix any messaging. Like without a doubt, like Conquer's the focus, and there's no like beating around the bush about that. Like, and some people are probably really excited about that, and some people aren't because they're way more focused on like this. They want to see the stuff that's coming afterwards. But
Right.
I will tell you flat out, like anybody who's like doesn't even care about Conquer, that pack you're gonna want to get because there's a lot of versatile stuff in there. It's gonna be great.
Do we have a price point on the Conker stuff yet?
Uh, Internally, yes, it's been settled. Although I actually just in the meeting prior to this, there's some talk about it being not settled. But it is not public information yet, and it is not ready to be shared.
So it'll be $100. $1 million.
Sure.
$100
It's
million
Directly,
You'll
dollars.
so
probably
it's
feel
$100,
like it.
but you have to make out the checks directly to Thomas Gratz.
Okay.
not.
How do you spell Gratz?
Once I finally get moved up here, I'll give you the address to send them to.
Oh, that's right. You're still living down in southern, south of
Yeah,
Seattle.
so I'm still living in Olympia so that's like at the south end of Puget Sound. So I have like an hour and a half or in traffic 2 hour commute back and forth.
Yikes.
Still a beautiful
Although I
drive
am supposed to be
out
moving
there.
this weekend. So
Did you
there's
buy
that.
Eric's place?
No, I can't buy a house.
Oh, oh. Clearly they need to pay you more or something.
Well, yeah, or you just have to have like built up enough savings for a down or direct or a deposit, and being somebody who worked for the state before, and then on top of that a very recent graduate with like lots of student loans, you don't have the luxury of saving up the required amounts for down payments and things like that. But we're getting there. That is the goal.
So Mescad posted a picture of a moose being confused on a clock, and I don't get it. Anyway, I guess that explains it because I don't
Yeah.
get it. Um,
Uh,
yeah. What's that in relation to? But thanks for playing, Mescad, I guess. Um, in any event, we're about up on time, so if there's any
yeah. Did they
final
post a
topics.
picture of Scarecrow? I think they did.
Hmm?
That is not Brian. Sorry. His name is Cillian Murphy. I just opened up that picture he posted.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Brian.
That is not Brian. Oh my
It's
gosh.
pretty close.
That's funny.
I mean, he has the suit and everything. And only Brian wears suits.
Nah,
Brian does not wear suits for any
All
of
the
this.
time. That's all he wears. Suits.
I've never seen him in a suit. I've worn more. He's seen me in more suits than I've seen him in a suits. I came for my interview in a suit because I came directly from the legislature. And they were all like looking at me like I was crazy.
Well, la-di-da, Mr. Fancy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I had a tie and like everything.
I just can't see it.
Yep.
So, I'm thinking that
any last questions, I guess, from chat? But I think that about covers it.
I am legitimately considering changing the SparkCast day to Friday so that we don't have these days where I'm waiting for you guys to announce stuff and wait until next week to talk about it.
Yeah, well, you're right, because stuff comes out on Thursday. Is like the typical day we try to have stuff get released. So,
But it
you
used
know,
to be that the, what's it called? The State of Sparks were on Wednesdays, and that helped me out a little bit.
Oh yeah, let me go bug. Brian probably hasn't even thought about it if he's not collapsed on his desk already.
Yeah,
That's
Brian's
kind of
dead.
his thing.
He died of exhaustion. It happened.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Brian. We need to find a third community manager again.
Oh, and just a quick question. So for tomorrow's live stream, so tomorrow Thursday stream, we're doing it 3 o'clock PST Pacific, and we are playing community game jam levels. So that is the plan, and there's a lot of cool ones. So I'm really excited that we'll good chance we'll probably be playing, potentially one of your guys's. Um, so stay tuned for that. Love playing through UGC. I know I kind of always wondered that. Do people like watching us play like UGC as much as they like to see us create stuff, or like are they only into like having us do the creating? Like
If it's
I
my
don't.
level, I like
I
seeing
think it's a
watched.
both.
But
I think it's a kind of a combination of both because I've been testing, do they want to see gameplay or do they want to see creating? And from what I'm getting from my stream as feedback, they like seeing both. So I
Yeah.
would say same thing for you guys.
Yeah, I mean that, and I'm kind of trying to start taking charge of like kind of our YouTube channel, or at least I'd like to, and like as far as like tutorials go, and
short
I think we have a
tutorials.
great system with like our streams as far as like our education stream, our Thursday streams,
I love your
and
Friday
the Friday
schedule.
Let's Plays. I like that schedule. We do the live streams, but as far as like more digestible content, and things that go out there. Uh,
So here's
I want to start focusing and start doing more videos that are like tutorial based, and then also, ones that are, I think would be cool to also do like let's plays of like, go through and just jam out on like 5 levels and talk about like what I really liked and what grabbed my attention in this one versus like others. I don't know. If
sure.
people are interested, right? I'll do anything that
Yeah.
people want.
So what I think it would be a good thing to
So maybe
do.
you need to make a thread so that people can give you some feedback then
Yeah,
on
that's a good
both
idea. I'll do
.com
that.
and .org on both places.
So what I think would be useful is kind of mirroring Mescat in a little bit of ways, where you have short, focused tutorials that go up, and like focus on the basic elements of Spark, like the vectors, the timing limitations, whether it be countdown timer or duration timer, that sort of thing. Like how do these things use? Basically,
Simple leveling and character building, those things.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, so this is kind of my thoughts on it, and I'll kind of echo this, when I get this thread going, because I think that's a great idea. So the way that I want to approach tutorials is, I think if you just do like a core tutorial and you say like, okay, I'm going to talk about vectors in this tutorial and like just go all in. I think there's a couple challenges there because you say like it's really abstract. You need something like your practical building to like use a use case scenario. And if you just have it on vectors, I don't think like people are likely to watch it. Because I think when people are looking at tutorials, like I think one of the reasons why Muscad stuff's like pretty successful, right, is they're very targeted and specific. Now I don't want to be as specific as that, and I want my like tutorials to like build into something like longer. So like what I'm thinking, and this is kind of like what I've been brainstorming, is like you do like a series of 10 videos, and there are like each 20 minutes each, and each one focuses on like a part of a bigger so like, this is not what I want to do. But like let's say like it was a 10-part series of like how to make an RPG, right? And that's something that people would like legitimately search for and like want to do in
sure,
Spark. And then you do, because like I think that's what people are like looking for in tutorials. I don't think they're like, oh, it's a means to an end, right? The tool set, as opposed to like I just want to learn vectors. But I what I do is like on each episode, like I'm gonna tackle this kind of mechanic, but I'm gonna talk in depth about this set of code tiles, and like even though while I'm in that, I'm going to focus on like a larger picture of those code tiles while I'm using them in that case scenario.
well, I
And
guess
so like kind of each one has what I'm working on plus like the featured tile that I'm like going into deeper. And then all of that fits into, so you have like a 10-part series, and then you're building something that's longer at the very end that's like very, like a more complete experience, and they can see like, and I want to do like, rather than just focus on coding to like, I want to have like, it's basically 10 episodes of like go from start from scratch all the way to like you have a playable experience. So there'll be something on for sure like UI, at least an episode there where you have like a menu. There'd be one on like design, actual like level design, like one on an art pass where you go through and that kind of thing.
Sure. I guess it depends on like what your goal is here to get people to as many people to watch it as possible, or to be as useful as possible to the people who do watch it.
Well, I mean, you want both. I mean, definitely, I really actually, it's crunch time because I want to like do one series like prior to Conquer, which is crazy, but we'll see because it's like I want to be really structured about it. I don't want to be ad hoc. I don't want to do like, I don't want to make it like a live stream. I like just want to start like, and I'd love to do like next Monday, like first video goes up Tuesday, another video goes up and like hit beats every single day. Um, when I was actually, so, when I subscribed to a bunch of YouTube channels, I really like the ones that you can depend on a video because it's like, it's almost like scheduled programming and like you can jump on and like watch it in your 30-minute lunch break. Like I used to watch Project Spark stuff on my lunch break at the legislature. Um, and I think like when you have that like also that regular scheduled kind of thing and those short like I think the hour-long videos that we put up now are pretty hard to like digest. Or like even the SparkCast, right? Like when you upload this on YouTube, like it's tougher, right, to get everybody to sit through like an hour long, thing.
Right. I agree. Um, I think it would also be useful to consider doing the tile descriptions as videos. So not just inside the game with a one sentence thing, but like have go through each tile or sets of tiles in a video that are related and explain how they work and how to use them properly and what things they rely on, how to modify them, etc.
Yeah. See, and on that, I think like I think that's a great idea, but I still think like on those, like I think you'd have a hard time doing that like as a video just by itself. Like if
But
I
the
was going to
problem is
talk
if somebody
about.
wants to use that tile, they don't know which of the videos that you're talking about as being a part of a theme they need to find in order to watch and learn.
Yeah, and well, and that's kind of like so like the way I think about it is, for instance, like let's for instance say like episode one of my tutorial, and I'll do UI, and so it'd be like UI and vectors, right? And then I would talk. It would be a combination of like I want to make this UI, and I'm using like vectors as the main like tile in that setting. And like it would be kind of clear which tile that I'm like focusing on in that episode along with what I'm trying to accomplish.
I guess it's possible, but I think when someone actually knows exactly what they're looking for, they're not going to be looking for make an RPG episode 3 with
Yeah, I
vectors.
mean, my thing is this, like, I think if I do a video like on vectors, I just think it doesn't hit like I think it hits the core community and resonates with the core community like super well, right? Like it's more advanced, like you guys want like the deep multi-brain tutorials. I would actually like to see our education stream start going more that direction because those things take an hour to cover. I think our education stream should start focusing more on advanced stuff that the people who can devote an hour and watch us during live and ask questions, I think that's like what it should do.
That's
Um,
fair.
right, and then I think the other stuff should be more digestible content and more like what you're like more, I guess the word is casual user. Um,
But I mean,
Yeah.
casual users want to use vectors as well. That's
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, but I think packaging it is really how you package it is like super important.
well, I guess you could do it both ways,
But this is
really, if
like
you have
this is like
time.
my mind, right? Like I'm sure there's like 30 things wrong. So this would be a good thread to start. I'll start it before I leave work tonight.
Right, so you can figure out what people want and how they want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it's interesting because I'm trying to target like an audience too that like won't be on the forums.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
that's like the tough part. Like I know I really do want to hear like the core community and what they like think about it, and especially like people who aren't CAG um and their thoughts and people who are like more new to
Hi,
Spark, people
Nini.
who've only been users for like, a couple weeks or a month or so. I mean, I guess that would be more of the user case that I'm like looking for at least these videos.
Well, I mean, it's a bit of thinking about a meal, right? Like you can have mashed potatoes on one side, you can have green beans and pulled pork, whatever, um, and that whole meal could be a video, or you could have videos on each segment and what makes them good individually. And you can think about that with being code tiles or mechanics. You can have them separate or together, and both ways are good. It's just a matter of you could probably do it both ways and have it be get the best of both worlds if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Just a
Yeah.
matter of time, really. But
Yep.
since you can do that on your drive home, 2 hours every day, right? Well, 4 hours total.
Yeah. Right. terrible. The 4 hours in the car.
Well, that's only for a few more weeks or a few more days, or
Yeah, hopefully I move this weekend. That is the plan.
you can get Brian to help you. He'll just
Oh
sleep
yeah,
on the
he'll be
job.
a bottle of energy.
Yeah, you can
I'll
have
just
him.
offer him pizza. Of
Yeah, get him to a pizza
course, every
coma. That's a good
time.
way.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, we're going to remind you to post the thread that we were just talking about.
Yep, I will do that. Oh! I wanted. Man, I could talk forever.
Yeah.
One thing I want to bring up is I am working on the concept art drop I would like to do. We talked about
Oh
in the
yeah.
last podcast I was in, and I am going to town. Like, I want to give like my heart and soul and like do this right. Like, I want to do a drop, and it's like a drop. Like, whoa! I don't want to do like just a bunch of all the pre-approved stuff we've like sent out piecemeal. So anyway, I have a file right now of like 1,600 concept art pieces that I need to figure out what can be approved and what can't be. But I want to like put as much as I possibly can on like a shared drive out there or like a Facebook album and like give as much as possible. Like, I'm an advocate for the community.
Ooh.
I'm sure like the artists are gonna be super angry because I'm gonna be like, this looks great. They'll be like, that was super work in progress. But anyway, I'm working on that. So I don't know when it's gonna get finished. But that's like a plan. Um,
Oh, look forward to that. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
So I'm gonna.
definitely.
I mean, I don't think you're
That's
not
what
gonna
I
get
do.
1,600 images, that's for sure. But I mean,
Aw,
I'd like to dump like a couple hundred for sure.
oh,
that'd be cool.
1,600 would be good too.
Right?
Yep,
Yeah.
please.
So there's that, and then so I'm working on that. The other thing too, just for other people, I just posted a FAQ thread up about champion movesets. So there's been a lot of confusion about like what am I doing? If I'm doing this arcane blast right and trying to get this daily challenge, like what does this mean? Or am I doing, is it X? Is it Y? Is it when I'm powered? Is it when I'm not? What champion is it?
And
So
then
I
there's that
post
Hakan Spear
Yeah.
challenge that I don't
yeah,
think
yeah,
anybody
the
got.
blade storm. Like, how do you use the blade storm? I like,
You have to
and the
impale
way
them after you
the
knock
way
them with
you
their
use
shield, or
yeah, the way you use the blade storm is like pressing X and then Y really fast is basically the way you do it. And you have to have enough spirit meter. But all of these things are actually super defined, but they're not clear in game. So I have all that information on the thread now that I posted that talks about like what moves do what and what they're called and that. So if you're interested, it's in the FAQ section of the thread of our .com forums.
So, speaking, going back real quick to the concept art stuff, I know
Oh,
you guys have drawing boards where you'll have several different versions of the same character laid out, and then the artist will pick whichever version they want most, or which elements they want, and then combine them or pick the one they
yeah.
want, and then go on with that. It'd be awesome if you could provide us with that stuff, and then we could, retroactively, say what we would have liked, and stuff along those lines.
Yeah, well, and that's like the thing, right? So like that's like the part of getting approval. Like, if, as much anything that I want to like show as concept art that like has not. Thanks, Miss Scott, for posting that. Anything that I like put out there that's not been released, right? There's like risk of like, of course there'll be like, art is like an idea of the beholder, and there's like a direction we went. So as far as like, right, if you see like all the really early drawings of like Hawken, like there's no chance of like going back and saying like, oh, this version of Hawken would have been better. But
No, no,
you know,
no. But we still
I'm
say we want another night, and these aspects would be great to be on another
Oh
night.
yeah, and that's cool too. Like I think I'm one of these like I like I mean especially as a community person, like I think it's important to be as transparent and like as possible, and like concept art is just awesome, and it's really cool to see like the works in progress and like how like the art of Spark like evolved. Like it's been mind blowing for me to walk through actually and like see this. So I want to share as much as I possibly can with you.
Yeah, because that was one of the highlights of walking through
Yay.
the office.
Yeah. So I'm down for that. I mean, you won't get to see any night unreleased stuff, which looks awesome. But yeah.
Nice tease.
Hmm.
Nice tease. Yeah.
I'm all about teasing.
So on that note, on that bombshell,
Sorry.
um, we're going to go ahead and sound off and say goodnight for the night. Thanks, Lady Larin, for joining us.
You're
Yep.
welcome, and I enjoyed it. Want to do it again in the future?
Sure. And of course, Thomas, who is on the every other week cycle with us now.
Yep.
Yay.
Um,
S
so and who knows? Like, it could be me next week. It could be Brian. We're kind of just playing it by ear, but
Based on who's more busy at the
yeah,
time.
probably Brian next week. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll just leave you as the odd um, one who, because this is the 39th, so you'll be on the 31st and then the 33rd, or 43rd, yeah. As we count down to our 50th episode, 1 year anniversary. And with that, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the SparkCast. It was a really active chat, so keep that up next week as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to support them out. And if they aren't super irrelevant, then I'll ask them immediately. If they're kind of irrelevant, I'll try to push them towards the end of the cast. But with that in mind, see you all next week, and same Spark time, maybe same Spark day. I don't know. Maybe we might be moving to Friday. We'll see. All right. So thanks
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody. Appreciate it.
Night.
Laters.
And we're off. So you want to tell us anything NDA?
Yeah.
I don't really think I have anything else really to add that hasn't been talked about, like in CAC forums and CAC calls and stuff. There's not anything like new to say.
All right. I'm gonna actually stop streaming now because Hogan's gonna catch you. All right. Good night, everybody.